Hi everyone, it's Kelly here and I am so excited to be doing this video, although Lucy beat me to it. Lucy made me cry with her video because she kept saying something about YouTube and I didn't realise what she meant because we've been doing videos and we've been talking about stuff on Instagram, and then all of a sudden she had this video all about my book and it was so sweet and it made me so happy, and yes, so she beat me to it. But today I thought I'd come on here and do a little quick question and answering. I'm going to try not to ramble, she says. Watch me 20 minutes later. No, I'm going to try not to make it that long. But I just thought I'd tell you a little bit more about my first children's chapter book, Daisy Wrestles with Confidence, because it's available now on Amazon and I am so excited. This has been a long time coming, not quite as long as our cookbook, but I started writing this back in 2020, I want to say, during the first lockdown, and the story just came to me. I'd been writing a lot of children's rhyming picture books, and I love rhyming picture books. I love just picture books in general, so I'd been starting to write them myself and met so many wonderful people on Twitter, children's book authors, children's book illustrators, and it was a really fun time. I was really in the zone and really into learning and just growing in the writing department as far as children's books go. And one day I thought to myself, you know something, I'm going to sit while I have a little bit more time and I'm going to write a chapter book. Like, instead of having to figure out, because with picture books it's a lot of, most of them have to be under 1,000 words if you want them to rhyme. It's a very particular kind of talent, and there's so many amazing authors out there for that. And I just thought, you know something, I want to write something a little bit longer. I want to see if I can actually just see what in my head that is in my head as far as children's worlds and like books that I can come up with. So I started writing Daisy Wrestles with Confidence, and I'm knocking things over under my desk, and it just came to me. I started writing it in a notebook, and every day I would just sit there with my notebook and it just came out, and I was just so excited, fell in love with Daisy and the story straight away. And basically, a little bit about the book, it's about 10-year-old Daisy who absolutely loves professional wrestling. Go figure, I know all about that world. But her mum's a professional wrestler, and so she loves it. She loves it with everything that she has, and she loves her mum. She idolizes her mum, which I just thought was really sweet. And she unfortunately is going through a bullying situation at school because her best friend left her in like year 3 to move to a different school and a different house. So it's just her, and she doesn't have any friends that love wrestling. All the kids don't really pay much attention to her, and she has these 2 girls who've just been bullying her for a long time, and it's getting to her. She doesn't tell anyone, so it's building. And I wrote this largely, that kind of theme was because me and Lucy are ambassadors for Kidscape, and so anti-bullying and talking about bullying situations and how to stand up for yourself and how to treat children to be kinder to each other is a huge thing with me and Lucy. So I definitely wanted that in here just to encourage kindness and promote kindness. And so it was largely inspired by that, and obviously my love for professional wrestling, the wrestling world, and the fact that when I was growing up I didn't have any stories like this. You know, me and Lucy, at the time everything was in like boys girls sections, and all the wrestling stuff was geared towards boys all the time, and even the women on TV, it wasn't all the way it is now. It wasn't as amazing, and like, we were divas, we weren't superstars, and now we're superstars. And so the world's changed, and there's so many amazing wrestlers out there right now. Becky Lynch, Taryn Terrell, just so many amazing mums out there who are still wrestling. Ronda Rousey, and they're kicking butt. And it just, all that kind of inspired me to just write this book where it's a mother and daughter tag team who just are wonderful together. And I hope this story warms your heart in that sense, because every time I read it, it makes me cry at the end of it. And I don't know, that makes me happy as an author because I just feel like it gets me every time. And so yes, that was like a mix kind of about the book and inspiration into kind of that little ramble there. But also, I was thinking, okay, the next thing I'll talk about is why I've self-published it, because this book, Daisy Wrestles with Confidence, was the first book that actually got me an agent a few years ago. So I can't remember if it was from a Twitter pitch, or actually I think Alice at Ash Literary Agency was the 18th person I sent Daisy to. So I'd sent it, and that's a mix of publishers and agents I sent it to, and Alice was the 18th person to see it and respond to me, because obviously you don't get a lot of responses, and if you do, they're rejections. So Alice was the first person who took a liking to Daisy, who gave me confidence in the voice of Daisy and the fact that I could write children's books, and she made me feel really just motivated with the fact that she loved the voice of her and I loved the voice of her, but to hear it from an agent really boosted my confidence about this whole story. And we edited it together. She sent it to more people. Unfortunately, it didn't get picked up, but she really did give me that boost that I needed to be like, I love this story. I want this story to be seen by more people. And if it's not the big names, whether that is just my writing, just it's a competitive industry, or wrestling isn't for everybody, I just felt like the fact that Alice helped me build my confidence, edit the story to where I was happy with it and comfortable with it, I thought I want to give it a shot. And I had friends who read it. Victoria Cook read it to her beautiful daughters and gave me so much positive feedback. It really meant the world to me, and I just thought, no, I can do this. Maybe I can do this on my own. And since me and Lucy delved into the world of self-publishing with our cookbook, thanks to the amazing Melinda Martin, who formatted it all for us, and we delved into that, I thought, you know something, maybe it's a chance to try it. And my biggest thing, going into like another thing, my biggest thing was the fact that with children's books, you obviously want to find an illustrator, and you want to find a fantastic illustrator who knows your story, who loves your story, who can see the vision that you have in your head. And over the course of the past few years, as I've had this story, as I've just been kind of, looking into other stories and seeing people, I came across the convivial artist Jessica Kelly on Instagram, and she's been on my Instagram for a while because she does the most amazing wrestling doodles. She does amazing wrestling drawings, amazing other drawings. She's just a talent through and through, but the wrestling drawings always caught my eye. And it wasn't until I moved to America. So I wrote the story in 2020, got an agent a year or so later possibly, and worked on the story. Parted ways with my agent when I moved to America. We just didn't have as many stories. I wasn't focusing on children's books at the time. My brain was very much into a novel I was writing and the cookbook. But then fast forward a few months later when the cookbook came out, and I was seeing more of Jessica on Instagram and just going, Chris, there's something like, I just can't shake it at the minute. Like her wrestling doodles keep popping up and I just love them. And I just thought, something, why don't I email her and send her my manuscript? And if she likes a story, if it connects with her in a certain way, then maybe it was meant to be. Maybe I can actually do this and, put some money into it and actually think, okay, this is going to happen. And Jessica read the story, and I don't think she'd fully finished the story yet. And she sent me like 3 pages worth of doodles, she called them. I keep saying doodles, but that was because Jessica said doodles. And I looked at these pictures and went, are these doodles, Jessica? Because these don't look like doodles to me. They look like works of art. Like literally, I am actually working on wanting to print the first kind of pictures she sent me and put them on my wall, because to me, seeing a story I'd written in a notebook and seeing it and it all being in my head for the longest time. And then Jessica came along and went, hey, I read your story, I really liked it. And I couldn't help while I was reading it just doodle some pictures. And as soon as she showed me them, I was like, yes, this is happening because you are incredible. And Daisy was meant for you because you are just phenomenal and fantastic. And I can't say enough good things about her. And so once Jessica was in, it was kind of like, well, Kelly, you better start formatting it and giving the go ahead for this is a project I'm going to focus on. And so with me and Jessica worked together. Then I attempted to format this one on my own, because I just thought, okay, more so because this time around I just wanted to learn. I wanted to, the same way back when I was doing picture books, I wanted to learn about everything and do courses with Amy Sparks and do learn from people. I wanted to kind of learn if I could format this book. I couldn't. I messaged Melinda, who did our cookbook, and I was like, hey, I've tried, can you just see if I've kind of done the mechanics, but is the bones of it, like if I put this on Amazon, is it going to work? Which she so very kindly and lovingly said to me, no, it won't, because I hadn't done a very good job. So that's why you hire the professionals. And so Melinda very kindly looked at it for me, and she formatted it correctly for me and fit the pictures in, did everything, looked over the cover, and so I'm so grateful. It takes like they say, it takes a village, and you know why? Because to have this in front of me was so many different people, and I'm just so thankful and so grateful because yeah, it really is a dream come true. And I just feel, I hope you like it if you get a copy. It's I say it's aimed at 7 to 13-year-olds, but obviously if you're a bookworm, an avid book reader who loves to read all kinds of books, then I hope if you pick it up you enjoy it. It's everything to me. And it also, not just because of like it's a book in book format, it's more so because as well the story, it's wrestling. It's me putting like my childhood dreams and visions of like wrestling and writing all in one. And I feel like it's an important story. I feel like it's an important story for children. Like if you have kids that you work with, babysit, have like, you know, cousins, like nieces, nephews, I feel like it touches on anti-bullying. It touches on the fact that you can be kind to one another, and also friendships and peer pressure, as far as just, you know, that whole thing is, you know, you want to be friends with this person, but these people are making you, yeah. So it touches on all that stuff in a fun, glitzy, glamorous wrestling world, which I feel like this side of wrestling that you don't always see, because it's the mum and daughter making their own wrestling outfits and everything, like, you know, everything like that. And so it has a lot of different elements to it. And yes, so it's available on Amazon now, and it means the world to me. I feel like I'm rambling now, and I didn't want to make it too long, but then I had something in my head and I've completely forgot what else I was going to say about it. But if there are any questions, feel free to comment and ask me. Yeah, I feel like, have I answered everything? Have I answered? I was like, why self-published? Because sometimes you just have to believe in yourself, and I've read so many amazing authors who are self-published, and sometimes it's just the route you go down when you feel like you have to believe in yourself, because you have so many rejections. And I've had many, like I said, when I actually got my agent for Daisy, it was the 18th person I'd sent this story to, coming off a year of, so if Daisy was 18 rejections, 17 rejections or not hearing back, then my other picture book ideas were, I'm probably going to go off the ball and say I've probably had close to like 50 rejections, and that isn't as many as, you know, a lot of people. It's a hard business to crack, and it's a competitive business, but you have to believe in yourself, and you have to, even if you go in the traditional publishing route, keep going, don't give up, keep going, because there might be that one person like Alice was for me at the time, who just takes you and just makes you think, oh, it's not terrible. I have actually written something that people can believe in. And so, yeah, if you're going that route and you're getting rejection after rejection, or you're not hearing back, keep going, because somebody out there will believe in your story. And then if it's taken years, if you've got a lot of good feedback and you feel like nobody believes in it, you believe in it and you do it, because you can make your own dreams come true as well. And so I just want to say thank you to the people who read my story and believed in it. Thank you to Alice, who originally gave me the confidence and the push to believe in it a hell of a lot more. And thank you to Victoria Cook and her daughters who read it. Thank you to my family who read it, because they're always my biggest supporters and I love them so much. Thank you to Jessica for making it this, because I, honest to goodness, wouldn't have gone the full, I would have wanted to, but wouldn't have been able to. I'm kind of like, I showed you one picture then, but I kind of don't want to show you all of them, because I feel like you have to get it, because the pictures make me so happy. And thank you to Melinda for formatting it for me and being so wonderful. And now I am rambling just to ramble, because I feel like I'm just enjoying talking about my book. So it's on Amazon now. And yes, thank you for all the love and support so far. Bye, everyone.